Have you ever caught yourself walking into a room and forgetting why you went in? Or maybe you've noticed names, details, or appointments slipping through the cracks more often than before. If so, you're not alone, and it's nothing to be ashamed of. Aging brings changes, sure, but it doesn't mean our minds have to slow down or fade away. In fact, there's something powerful you can do right now to keep your brain sharp, active, and alive. And it's a lot more fun than crossword puzzles or brain games. Here's the truth. One of the most effective ways to protect your memory, boost your confidence, and even spark joy after 60 is to learn something new. Not just reading about a topic, but actually picking up a new skill. Something hands-on, something you practice, something that challenges you, just enough to feel fresh and exciting. It's like giving your brain a workout, only without the sweaty gym clothes. Now I know what you might be thinking. At my age, learning something new? But here's the surprising part. Your brain is still capable of growing and changing. Scientists call it neuroplasticity, and it simply means your brain can form new connections even in your 60s, 70s, and beyond. When you step into unfamiliar territory, when you push yourself just a little outside your comfort zone, it lights up parts of your brain that haven't been used in a while. That's where the magic happens. Let's talk about one of the easiest, most rewarding skills to start with, learning a new language. No, you don't need to become fluent or take formal classes. Even learning a few basic phrases, practicing with an app, or chatting with someone in another language can make a difference. It's like giving your brain a dance lesson, coordinating memory, speech, listening, and even culture. Plus, it opens up a sense of curiosity and wonder, which is something we should never lose no matter our age. Another fantastic option is learning to play a musical instrument. And before you say, "I've never been musical," remember this. No one is born knowing how to play. Whether it's a ukulele, a keyboard, or even drumming with your hands on the table, music brings rhythm, focus, and creativity into your life. And studies show that older adults who play music have better memory, concentration, and emotional health. The best part? You can do it at your own pace, in your own home, with no pressure to perform, just you and the joy of learning. Or maybe you've always wanted to paint, draw, or take up photography. Visual arts are another powerful way to stimulate the mind. You don't need talent, you just need curiosity. When you sketch a flower or frame a photograph just right, your brain is processing shapes, colors, shadows, and light. It's deeply engaging and surprisingly meditative. And it reconnects you with a part of yourself that still loves to explore and create. The point is, learning something new isn't about being perfect or fast. It's about keeping your mind alive, your heart curious, and your days filled with a sense of purpose. And the beautiful thing is, it's never too late to begin. You just have to start. Now that we've talked about languages, music, and the arts, let's explore a couple more ideas that are just as fun and just as good for your brain. Maybe painting isn't your thing. Maybe you're more hands-on, the kind of person who loves solving problems, building things, or figuring out how stuff works. If that sounds like you, then learning a new practical skill might be the key to not only boosting your brain, but also giving you a deep sense of satisfaction. Let's talk about something like basic woodworking or DIY home projects. Now, you don't need to build a whole deck or remodel your kitchen. Even learning how to sand and stain a small table, create a birdhouse, or fix a wobbly chair is enough to stimulate your brain. When you engage your hands, eyes, and mind together, you're lighting up a wide network of brain areas. You're planning, measuring, adjusting, and most importantly, creating something tangible. It's a skill that keeps you mentally sharp and physically active at the same time. And if tools and sawdust don't appeal to you, there's another skill that's just as practical and surprisingly fun: cooking something new from scratch. Sure, you've probably made thousands of meals in your life, but when was the last time you tried a dish from a completely different culture, or followed a recipe that used ingredients you've never heard of? Cooking isn't just about food, it's about focus, memory, timing, and even a little bit of math. Trying new recipes can reignite that spark of curiosity and creativity, while also giving you the joy of sharing something delicious with friends or family. And if we're talking about skills that nourish the mind and the soul, we can't forget about technology. Yes, I know, it can feel intimidating. But learning how to use your smartphone more confidently, edit photos, join a video call, or even dabble in online learning is one of the most empowering things you can do at this stage of life. Technology isn't just for young people. It's a gateway to staying connected, informed, and independent. And believe me, the moment you realize, hey, I can do this, that's a moment worth chasing. But maybe the most beautiful thing about learning a new skill after 60 is this. It gives you something to look forward to. A new challenge, a fresh project, a reason to get up in the morning with a sense of excitement and purpose. And that, more than anything else, is what keeps your brain alive. Because the truth is, it's not age that slows us down, it's routine. It's doing the same thing over and over until the days blur together. But when you shake things up, when you invite novelty into your life, everything changes. Your mind wakes up, your energy rises. You start to feel more like you again. So, whether it's learning to play an instrument, cooking something exotic, or finally figuring out how to use that tablet sitting on your shelf, the point is this. Your brain is waiting for you to surprise it, and it doesn't take much. Just a little curiosity, a little time, and a willingness to try. Now let's talk about one more idea, perhaps the most powerful of all. It's not something you buy or download. It doesn't need any fancy equipment. And yet, it's a skill that has been shown to improve focus, memory, emotional health, and even physical well-being. I'm talking about learning how to be still, how to breathe, how to be fully present with yourself. In other words, mindfulness. Now don't worry, this doesn't mean you have to sit cross-legged on the floor or chant anything. Mindfulness simply means becoming aware of what's happening in your body, in your mind, and around you. It's about noticing your breath, the sound of the birds outside, the feeling of the sun on your skin. And yes, it is a skill, one that takes a little time to build, just like learning a new language or picking up a musical instrument. But the benefits? They're enormous. When you practice mindfulness, even for just 5 or 10 minutes a day, you activate parts of your brain that are responsible for attention, memory, and emotional regulation. That means less stress, fewer distractions, and more clarity in your thinking. You may find it easier to concentrate, to sleep, even to remember things. And it all begins with something as simple as noticing your breath going in and out. You can try it while sipping your morning tea, taking a slow walk, or sitting in your favorite chair. Just notice, observe. Let your thoughts come and go without judgment. At first, your mind might wander, and that's perfectly okay. The power lies in gently bringing it back over and over again. That's the training, that's the learning. That's what keeps your brain strong. What's truly wonderful is that all of these skills, whether it's painting, music, cooking, tech, or mindfulness, aren't just about keeping your brain sharp. They're about keeping your spirit alive. They remind you that you are not done growing. Not even close. In fact, this might be the most open, creative, and free chapter of your life yet. Because now, you're learning not for grades, not for a job, not to impress anyone, but just for you. And that is powerful. So here's what I'd love for you to remember. You are never too old to learn. You are never too old to try something new. And every time you do, you're sending a message to your brain and to the world that life doesn't end at 60. It evolves, it deepens, it flourishes. Even one small step, one new word in a new language, one beat on a drum, one moment of mindful breath can be the beginning of something beautiful. So don't wait for the right moment. Make the moment right. If this inspired you, I'd love to hear what you're excited to learn. Drop a comment and share your journey, whether it's just beginning or already underway. Let's celebrate the power of growth at every age. And if you found this helpful, go ahead and give the video a like and subscribe for more uplifting, practical ideas to help you thrive after 60. Because your best life isn't behind you. It's here, right now, waiting for you to say yes. Here's to curiosity, courage, and a brain that just keeps getting better with time.